place in a very exotic place. Markdale, Ontario. Well, if you live in West Woodford, Markdale, Ontario is pretty exotic. You see, there's a beautiful river that rolls through the countryside near Markdale. And the name of the river is the mighty, rocky Saugeen River. And if you follow it down far enough, you will come across a beautiful stone bridge. Some of the stone that's built out of are enormous, brought there from as far away as 1.5 miles. And they're dry fitted into the stream with open channels so that the water can flow through. Now, it's 200 feet across and 6 feet wide and 5 feet deep.
It's sort of Grey County's version of Hadrian's Wall.
Okay, well maybe 200 feet of bridge doesn't sound that mighty. But the person who built it was. You see, the person who built this bridge was a tiny elderly lady by the name of Margaret Fitzsimmons, or Maggie, as she was known to her family and friends. Now, it took Maggie 20 years to build this bridge, and she finished it when she was 81 years old. It had to do with Canada's most powerful elixir. Now, I'm not talking about whiskey, no. I'm talking about maple syrup. Maggie was on her way back from the sugar bush with a couple of pails of sap to boil down, and she came up to the river and she slipped in, and she swore by God she was going to build a bridge. This is called Maggie. Polishes the stone. Maggie has her hands full with buckets of sweet dreams. She's headed back to boil the sap which jumps up at the stream. The river has been running high and Maggie is no last. She's lying up a wall along the only way to pass. The soggy stallion rambunctious in the spring. He kicks at Maggie's gills and sap and rolls for Maggie in. Maggie shakes in angry cause she's never been one for pride. She takes them out and build her bridge and don't take her try. Moving mountains one by one, she looks so gently down to where the river runs, and all the water comes me time to the river's song as Maggie marches on. She picked the perfect pieces for her puzzle in the stream, her marks of indignation, no share in Maggie's dream. Maggie grabs a crowbar to persuade her servants to, and they grumble and they protest as they move to their new home. Meanwhile, idle gossip is past time for the birds. Maggie knows her mocking this foolishness of hers. They chirp about her mending and the dishes in her sink. But one thing Maggie's learned is not to care what others think. Maggie's moving mountains one by one. She looks intently down to where the river runs, and all the water comes time to the river song as Maggie marches on. It takes another 20 years of Maggie's sweat and pride. She's come to lay her final stone and see her promise done. She finally gets to cross her bridge in the setting sun. And Maggie can't remember now how it all began. She hasn't had to see a tree since starting on her plan. Maggie's done with mountains now, she's just turned 81. She smiles because her boots keep time to the river song. Maggie's moving mountains, she's one by one. She brings her gently down to where the river runs. And all the while her boots keep time to the river song. Maggie marches on. Maggie's moving mountains, one by one. She brings her gently down to where the river runs.